Hey everybody, Nathan McCullough, Team 2 alumni here, and this is Hazel Gill McCullough, Hazel Rose Gill McCullough, and she is the result and accomplishment of a game that we unfolded upon the completion of the team management leadership program. So what I wanted to just chat with you briefly about today is the concept of unfolding a game and the intention and outcome of having you learn how to unfold games in your life. It's not about producing results and creating a sense of accomplishment in the team management leadership program. It's about how do you take this technology and apply it to your life. So that's ultimately the goal, right? Is how do you download this technology and have it be a tool that you use in a place that you come from when creating stuff in your life, right? Because the concept of unfolding, it does have a structure like in the Google Sheets that you're probably using in the program, but it's actually more than anything else, it's a place to come from. And it's a context through which you're having conversations that make a difference, right? So I just wanted to say the unfolding is part of a structure that helps you fulfill on things that are important in your life. But you can unfold anything, right? So an unfolding is something that a conversation for possibility is a conversation that comes from the future. It's not something that you're creating now about the future. No, right? That's like a vision or that's like a goal that you create. A conversation for possibility is a conversation that comes from the future, right? And then a conversation for opportunity is a speculative conversation where you take a conversation for possibility and you ground it in reality, right? With a conversation for speculation. But that's ultimately what a conversation for opportunity does, is it grounds a conversation for possibility in reality with feasible opportunities and conversations. From there, you're then having conversations for action to move the game forward so that you can create some sort of completion in any particular domain, right? So, for example, Hazel Rose, when I was completing on the weekend, I declared. So first of all, it's got to be a declaration, right? Like JFK said, we're going to have a man on the moon. No idea how we were going to do that, what it was going to look like, what it was going to take, all of that, right? So it starts with a declaration in which you're creating a future in conversation, and then you're unfolding it from the future to the present, right? So it's not planning. Planning is, okay, I am where I am, and then I want to get to where I want to go, right? That's planning. Unfolding is I am where I say I am in the future, and then I'm reverse engineering or I'm unfolding backwards from the fulfillment of that thing to now. Okay. Now there's some key elements that are part of that, right? So when it comes to Hazel Rose, I said I'm going to be a father within one calendar year. Okay. So I got to figure out, okay, so 12 months from now, I gave my word to being a father. Now, where do I need to be in 9 months, 6 months, 3 months? And then, what are the conversations that I need to have and the feasible opportunities, the activities need to happen right now, such that 12 months from now, I'm standing where I said I was going to be. And so you then figure out, then you have to figure out, okay, what are the conversations and the opportunities that are there that can fulfill on that. Now, when you're looking at your game in the world, the most critical part of this is, okay, yes, you have your milestones. Okay, lots of people are familiar with like reverse engineering a goal or a vision or a future fulfilled. Got that. But that's not feasible, right? So a conversation for possibility, even within Landmark's um, methodology, is not some open-ended, unbounded conversation. So it's not an open-ended possibility. A conversation for possibility, the way that they distinguish it on the weekend is it's not pie in the sky, meaning it's not, I can't say I'm going to be a samurai, right? Because the world in which I live doesn't call for that. It's not within this set of possibilities that for someone who is like me, right? So a conversation for possibility is not pie in the sky. It actually has some sort of boundaries based on the way I wound up being, the culture that I'm in, all of that type of thing, right? And then we make the conversation for opportunity is to make it feasible, meaning you take something that is a vision and then you ground it in actual reality with, events that you're going to have like that. So if I want to get married, I'm standing in that future fulfilled. I'm standing in how am I feeling on that day? What's the experience of the people that are there? What's the experience that I'm having with my wife? What are the experiences of my family members? What is that experience like? Right? And then I have to then work backwards. Okay, we're standing in the honeymoon, right? And then how do we get there? Well, what are the conversations that needed to happen in order to make that honeymoon happen? We're going to take a plane, we're going to do whatever the case may be, right? And then we're on the wedding day, and then we're on the reception, wedding day, the pre-wedding, whatever the case may be, right? So each one of those things is a milestone that has within it a feasible opportunity, which is an opportunity that's grounded in reality. And then the most important thing that most people miss are what are the network of conversations? Who are the people? Who specifically are the people that you're talking to? And what specific conversations are you having with each one of them so that those conversations are causing the feasible opportunity to then naturally create the outcomes? If you don't have that structure for each one of your milestones, it's not unfolded. And it's not a problem. It's just you have to just keep working until each one of the milestones is grounded in a feasible opportunity, which is grounded in conversations that you're having, specific conversations that have specific intentions and outcomes. Now, the other element is that like you can unfold anything, right? So if I have a conversation, if I have a team meeting, I want to know what's the intention and the outcome of that meeting, walking into it, right? And then I tell everybody, here's the intention and the outcome of the meeting. Now that meeting has a shape in which the conversation is going to happen. And if it starts kind of going sideways or whatever, right, you can dance in it. But if the conversation is tangential, that's not standing in the outcome and the intention of the conversation, it's not a conversation that we're going to have right now. It doesn't mean it's a bad conversation or it's not worth having. It's just not forwarding the conversation that we're having in this meeting right now. So it's like we can create another meeting to talk about that or whatever. But you can't have straight conversations with people like that if you don't in advance create the shape of the way that that meeting is going to go, right? So you can unfold everything. And as a matter of fact, it's something that I do in every day in my life, right? Whether it's a client interaction or I'm having a conversation with my parents about whatever, about childcare or, something that's not working inside of the family dynamic that I can see, whatever. I want to make sure that every conversation that I'm having is unfolded with an intention, a specific measurable outcome, and then specific conversations that will lead to that. Now, inside of that framework, I can dance in anything that's going to arise, but I have to be coming from a particular place with a particular set of outcomes. Doesn't mean I'm attached to them, but it does mean that I'm guided. All of my actions and conversations are guided by an intention and an outcome. That makes me a very effective communicator. You'll notice people that are very ineffective in communication, their conversation is a lot like going all over the place a lot, right? It's because they haven't constrained the conversation to a particular intention and outcome. Like when I go into meetings with Sandy Robbins, it's like laser focus. The conversation is this. Anything that goes over here, no, no, no. We're not having that conversation right now. Be specific. Who are you talking about? What was said? What's the context? That type of intentionality is there in the conversation. And it makes for extremely streamlined, efficient, effective communications. And you can fulfill on massive games by radically constricting the types of conversations that you're having with people on a day-to-day basis. It'll make you much more effective in your coaching, much more effective as a friend, a father, a mother, a sister, a brother, a business partner, whatever the case may be. It means that you're not being dragged by the tide of whatever's happening in the moment. You know where you're going. And people follow people who they know where they're going. Even if they don't necessarily specifically know where the person is taking them, they follow people that know where they're going. So I really challenge you to take the concept of standing in the future fulfilled, unfolding milestones, making sure that those milestones are grounded in feasible opportunities, and then what conversations, meaning from the technology of accomplishment, is it a conversation for being related? Is it a conversation for possibility? Is it a conversation for opportunity, action, completion? Right? A conversation for relatedness creates the width, let's say, of the conversation for possibility that you can have. Like you can only create a game as big as the background of relatedness that you have with the individual that you're speaking to right now. And then a conversation for opportunity takes a possibility and it and it grounds it in reality. And then conversations for action are, their requests, their declarations, their things, their conversations that you're having that are moving the game forward. Um, so anyway, I hope that's helpful for you guys. The unfolding is something that you'll take in every domain of your life. So take very seriously learning the context of standing in the future fulfilled. Feel the difference between planning, I want to go there, versus I'm there and I'm working my way backwards. Feel the difference there, and the power that comes from being a visionary type of person that then unfolds in your life. And then look at the different domains in your life, your relationship, your business, your work, your contribution, like the things that are really important to you, and begin to look, do I have a game unfolded in that domain of my life? If you don't have that domain of your life, is not a priority for you. You're not currently prioritizing it. Like, take your health, for example. You might say that health is important to you. Okay, what's the game? What are you creating next? Well, I don't have a game. Then you're just floating. You're being dragged along by, whatever the case may be. And that is not a declared priority for you. So look at the different domains in your life. Do you have a game unfolded in each one of those domains? If you don't, I challenge you to create one, and that's it. God bless. Hope you're doing well.